those who are alone and who are in a single life and used to be connected, if that's one we're going, then I would say, one, it sounds weird, but find grace in that. Not, and I don't mean it in an unempathetic way, but the milk is spilled. Let's cry. Let's mourn and get over it. But now you have the choice. I choose to go forward. I am not going to stay in the closet in the ball crying.
What is up, my dear friends, and welcome back to another episode of Honey, I'm Home. Today, I have a brand new guest on the show, and I'm excited to talk with him today with you guys because I honestly just met you today.
That's
so, and I'm going to hopefully not butcher the name, but this gentleman has a lot of good energy. He seems like he has a great heart. He was telling me a little bit about his marriage that he has, and it's been 30 plus years now. I'll let him dive into that, but that's why I wanted to bring you on today, because that is not normal in our day and age. And Ramon, I appreciate you on this spontaneous moment to jump on the podcast and spend your day with me and spend your day here on the Honey I'm Home. Tell them a little bit about who you are and what you do, and then we can talk a little bit more about a couple of questions that I have for you that I'm interested in regards to your marriage and married life.
No, thank you, Tyler. Thanks for having me here. Appreciate it, being on Honey, I'm Home. I hail from the vacation capital of the world, New Jersey. Said no one ever. See that laugh? See,
yeah, not happening, bro. You're not selling that to anybody.
I tried. But I have 2 adult children. And in fact, as we discuss this today, my daughter will be married in a few months. My son's been married for about 4 years, so I have 2 adult children. My wife's name is Ronnie. I've been married for 30 years.
Wow.
And a little about me professionally. I'm a entrepreneur. Started a few blogs, content companies, have sold a few, authored 5 books, host a few shows and things. Worked at the United Nations, got fired, graduated of the FBI Citizens Academy, and interviewed Barack Obama and all 5 sharks of Shark Tank. So it's a little just a bit about me, but I'm your brother in the content space and a follower of him. So that's a little bit.
Oh, amen. Amen. I love that. Oh, man, that is. So you wrote 5 books?
Yes, sir.
Wow. And what was your first book about? And well, all 5 of them. If you can rattle those off.
Again, over a course of a number of years, but the first one was called Technology Solutions for Growing Businesses. Self-published, did it myself back in the day when there was really no self-publishing. But then I did Technology Resources for Growing Businesses, and that was by American Management Association, AMACOM. You know, some. The other book was Facebook Guide to Small Business Marketing. I did that in conjunction with Facebook and Wiley. I'm very humble, proud of that.
That's really cool.
Wiley called me and said, Ramon, back in the day when Facebook marketing was new, you know, they wanted a kind of to seed the market for Facebook marketing. And then that's 3 books, I think it was.
3.
4th one was, I'm blanking out on that 4th one, but the next one was Celebrity CEO. About personal branding, how leaders can build their personal brands. So
I got to get a copy of that. I will definitely put a link also in the show notes below, because ultimately, you know, part of the journey when I fought through the heartbreak and found myself depressed is what I didn't realize I was doing was actually rebranding my future. I was rebranding myself. I was focused on a hope-filled future that excited me, you know, and something that I could hold on to rather than, because I believed at one point in time, if I didn't have something to look forward to, I'd always stay stuck in the past. And but ultimately, enough about me. You know, you've been married for 30 plus years. That's crazy to me. I mean, that is something my family did not grow up like with that type of proof. I actually thought that marriage was probably one of the worst decisions that anybody could ever make, regardless of the godly aspect of it. Like you know, I have a strong faith, and my wife does too. We together, so, but I still could not understand the importance of marriage. But you know, I want to ask you a few quick questions. The first question that I have is, what is a lesson or a moment in time that you would like to share with a younger generation of why marriage is one of the most beautiful gifts that God has given us? And why do you think more people should pursue marriage? Because I didn't realize that until I got married.
2 things I'll say, and again, I want to give credit to my mother and father, who also been married for a long time. My father passed away 20-something years ago, but I did have a legacy of my parents being married. But a few things I would say. Let's remember that in this context, I can say these words, that everything God made, Satan is jacked up and made terrible. So I do want to give that lens, you know, that we're in a world of jacked up in this sin, we can call it, right?
For sure.
And so hence, the lens. In fairness, it's hard.
It is hard.
However, what's the alternative to not being married is you're going to sleep around, you're going to have heartbreak, possibly multiple kids, many things that any mature adults will understand happens. That's the one road for you, right? The uncertainty for the guy or for the girl, that life sounds maybe cool on TV where there's commercial breaks, but like where you can touch people real life, it's not so cool.
No, not that cool.
The alternative then is to find that lady in our case or that guy and have a long-term married relationship with them. The benefits of that, yes, you're going to get on each other's nerves. Let me get it out the way. My wife has taught me some lessons, but I think the benefits of that, it's long-term, it's security. You can grow together. Somebody who gets to know you, it's like a nice pair of shoes. The first time you put them on, but by a year, whatever, it's comfortable. So is that helpful a bit, some reason? And the children that most may have, some don't have children, and God bless you, but those who do have children, that's the natural course of marriage. Your children are in a safe, consistent home of responsible people. And you build that nucleus around them and with them and grow together. Wealth building. We can go on that. Is that helpful?
Oh man, that's so helpful. I love that because I think in community, I think we thrive. It's when we like the enemy usually gets the person who's by themselves, right? It's the person that's isolated.
Come on now.
That's where a lot of depression and darkness arises, is when we're alone. But when we're around people and we gather into our homes with those that we love, there's a sense of security. Now that's not for everybody. I understand that my home was a little bit different as well, but ultimately I think that that's super helpful because I want to bring light to this idea of marriage, and I think marriage is such a blessing. And it's not saying that it isn't hard, because it is hard. Like,
forget about it.
People are hard, but the grass isn't greener on the other side. It's just a matter of just like being able to allow yourself to learn more about yourself and how to handle situations. You get better at handling situations, and less situations become, because the way that you're handling them, they're not that hard to handle.
That's right.
And there will be difficult times, but you said that your daughter is getting married, your son's currently married. I didn't have the privilege to hear from my father-in-law. He passed away prior to us getting married. But what is a piece of advice that you would give, or you might give to your daughter, or that you gave to your son about being a spouse?
Sure.
Any advice?
Yeah. Everything is a choice. And I get this from my wife.
Okay.
She said it recently to me. A couple months ago, we were having some fight, some argument. See, marriage is not easy. And she said, I choose to forgive you. So I give credit to my wife, Ronnie. Give credit to her. And the choice, I think that's there's other bedrocks of marriage, empathy, put the other first. But I think one thing, it's a choice. If we're going to be married, Tyler, if we're going to be married, if we're going to stay married, there's only one choice. I have to wake up the next morning, you crashed the car, you didn't take the trash out, didn't do the dishes, you looked at some girl, whatever the issue maybe happened. I choose to forgive you. Now, there's, you don't want to be abused, physical, and all this kind of really all of extreme stuff.
Yes.
But the normal stuff.
Yes.
You forgot to wake me up. I didn't get to pick the kids up. I don't like your mother-in-law. Whatever. Choose to forgive you.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's beautifully. I think that's something that I'm learning along the way is that, I've chosen this person as my partner, and that is a choice. And I'm going to continue to choose her every single day. And the one choice that we're not going to make, and that we're declaring as much as we have to, is that divorce is not an option. Like it is, we did say till death do us part. So we literally fought with our pastor, which probably not something I'd recommend you do, but we fought with our pastor because we never wanted to say till death do you part. Like that wasn't, but he told us about the spiritual implications of that and how important it is to probably say death do you part, because if not, then, there's consequences to that. But ultimately that also means that it's not if I cheat then. It's not that if I lie then. It's not if I, no longer fulfill your needs then.
That's right.
It's till death do us part then.
Your body changes, gets sick, or your arm falls off, whatever.
All of it, right? Like people forget that covenant or that promise. And it's like, if you don't continue to remind yourself, because that's why people don't forgive, is because they don't remind themselves enough that it is until somebody's gone. And it's like, hopefully I'm not the one that's going to make you gone, but no, some of those days. No, I'm just kidding. But all seriousness, man, the journey of 30 plus years in marriage, maybe this is not one of your fortes that you maybe speak in or, think about, because it doesn't seem like to be your experience. Sure. But, I do have a lot of individuals that are heartbroken and without hope. They feel like they're lost, they're confused, they're angry. The worst case scenarios is already happened. And they're fighting through that. Like, what would you tell someone who's currently fighting almost for their life? what piece of advice would you give to them to help them get on the other side of that?
Sure.
Because I know that that's what would really serve this current audience.
No, thank you. Those who are alone and who are in a single life and used to be connected, if that's one we're going, then I would say, one, it sounds weird, but find grace in that. Not, and I don't mean it in an unempathetic way, but the milk is spilled. Let's cry. Let's mourn and get over it. But now you have the choice. I choose to go forward. I'm not going to stay in the closet in the ball crying. I'm going to go to the baseball game. I'm going to go walk in the park. I'm going to go be with my friends, if that helps. So those in that.
Yes.
Those in marriage, though, and it's jacked up, it's screwed up, you have a choice to say, I will change. I will get better. And understanding the person you've offended or somebody's offended you, you're going to have to give them time. I stole him from Tyler. I took his phone, took his money. Let's say he's a good guy. He forgives me. It's going to take him a while to trust me again. When I come in the room, I shouldn't be angry because he put his hand in his pocket. We're going to have to build that trust up again. So I hope that helps address those three kind of scenarios.
No, for sure. And I would love to hear your perspective. You seem like a pretty intelligent man, and I'm sure you've gained a lot of wisdom throughout your years of marriage. I don't know if there was ever a time that you might have lost trust, or maybe you've helped a friend, regain trust. But that is a question that comes up time and time again. Like, if that happens in my marriage in the future, if I lose trust with my wife, how would you advise someone like myself to find that trust in that relationship again? How do you rebuild trust is really what I'm asking.
Maybe two or three things. I think one, let's say us guys. The guy's the idiot and he does something stupid, whatever it may be. Silly stupid or like nuclear stupid. You have to want to change. So that's for sure. You have to want to change, want to move forward, want to be a good guy. Because now it's a whole other conversation. Me and Tyler will come to your house and just jack you up.
There we go.
You have to want to change, right?
Let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
So so that's one. Want to change.
Want to change.
Number two, I think that after you've done that, I think it's very important then to understand that it does take time. And I think number three, even what I do today is as full, transparent, and vulnerability as you can. Does your spouse have your cell phone passwords? Are you living an open life? Or are you, when they come by, you're scrolling real quick? And I think it goes both ways, though.
It does.
I'll get very personal in my relationship. Now, I don't know, maybe my wife does hire private eye. I wouldn't know if they're good.
Sure.
But meaning, metaphorically,
yes.
I don't think she's scrolling every day through my phones.
Yes.
But she has the capability to do so. So my point I'm trying to say, Tyler, it goes both ways.
Yes.
Am I all in
take.
Tyler's business?
Yeah.
And then versus does he though also have an open relationship? Because my point, you don't want to live in a world of distrust, and like it's jail. You get what I'm trying to say?
That makes perfect sense. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, because that's probably going to be helpful for not only myself, but hopefully not, but moving forward in people's lives. Now, the last question I really want to ask you.
You're a good interviewer, Tyler. I mean,
really?
This guy, he's a good interviewer.
Think so?
I think so.
Dude, I honestly don't interview many people.
I think so.
This is such an uncomfortable thing for me. It might not be showing.
I wouldn't even know it.
I'm always doing solos because I'm fearful of I might draw a blank. My mind might think of nothing. I don't know if you ever experienced that on the air, but it's I don't know my answer. I don't know my question. I'm so fearful of that. That's why I don't allow people I don't always interview people. But Brian's dude, get him on here. I'm all right, well, I don't know anything about him. Not sure who he is.
Nobody would even know.
And I don't know how to pronounce his name. But he seems like a really great guy. And when you said 30 plus years, I want to learn from people that have come before me so that I don't make the same mistakes.
Absolutely.
And, one of the things that I pride myself on, if there's one dang good thing that I do, and I've created a very happy home, and I'm very proud of that. When someone walks in, it doesn't matter if it's my office here or if it's at home, my place is very welcoming. And it's very at peace. And I pride myself in that, not in a bad way, but I've strived for peace my entire life because I've been running away from all of the absolute, just whether it's internal pain, frustrations, distraction, all of that, right? So I'm grateful that I've been able to do that. But, in this world, I do believe that unhappiness can stem from an unhappy home.
Absolutely.
And if you can't take care of your home life, it's going to be hard for people to take care of themselves and take care of others. And that's why there's bullies. That's why there's, suicides. That's why it all stems within the home.
That's right.
And so I want to hear from you, a father of two and in a what sounds to be a happy marriage. How do you, as the leader of your home, how do you generate and create and cultivate a happy culture within your own home?
Yeah, I think a few things. And again, our home is not perfect. Trust me, Daddy can go cray-cray some days. Trust me on that.
Yeah, I get it, dude.
I've had some healing with my daughter, so I want to be that
gotcha.
side. But
Wonderful.
a few suggestions and things I've done. One, as an entrepreneur, and as we are, that theme and some we have, my family knows my business, meaning they know my daughter's work for me. She knows invoicing. Dad, I did the work for you. Can I get paid? No. Send me what's an invoice? It's that paper my clients send me where I have to wait 90 days to get paid. You're going to have to wait at least 9 minutes. So meaning my kids know my business. That's
wonderful.
One. I think number two, serendipity.
Okay.
I flew my wife somewhere to a gospel concert once. We don't do that every week.
Sure.
But just, or hey, let's go out and have some cheap Chinese food.
Yeah.
So I think that's serendipity. Number two, board games. Are you doing something simple like that?
Yeah.
Everybody, let's play Uno. So I think it's the simple things we can do that we don't think, one more thing, Tyler.
Yeah. Love
what does the other person like? My wife, she loves, can I say it here publicly? Nobody's listening but us.
Right. No one's listening.
She likes K-dramas. K-dramas are Korean dramas, Chinese dramas, Japanese dramas.
Yeah.
Right. And we sit and watch it together.
Now,
do I like everyone?
Yeah.
But that's her guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
She likes it.
Yeah.
So what does the other person like and doing that?
And making sure that you're setting up some time to make time for that person. I love that you said board games. I don't like that you said Uno. We call it divorce Uno in my home because it gets rather heated. That's the only game that gets heated. We were on a cruise ship this one time, and there was this nice little family in the corner, and there was two families, right? And we went up and grabbed pizza, and my wife's family, they're Italian and Greek, and it's a massive family, right? And we come in with Uno. And by the end of it, I didn't know if I was leaving the ship. I didn't know if I was going to have a wife. I didn't know what was going on. But Uno is such a fierce game in our household. But I do love that you said that.
Well, let me ask you a question, Tyler. Do y'all cheat when you play Uno? Because let me just full confession. Before you answer, I don't want to throw you in the bus. Depending on who I'm playing, in a good way. Like, I don't know if there's a good way.
Oh, there's a good way.
Like a good cheat.
If you're a winner, winners win, baby. Winners figure out a way to win, my guy. Winners win.
That's my wife will say, Ramon.
Yeah.
You can't hide your card. You gotta show.
Yeah. I'm a leaner. I'm a leaner, my guy. I'm like, oh. Or like they're going to grab, like we always have little food.
Yes.
They'll be like grabbing something. I'm like, they got
playing
a wild
competitively.
Yes.
Competitively.
Yeah, dude.
There we go.
If I see that the wide receiver's outside foot is going to take I just studied the film.
Yes.
Bro, I'm not going to take that advantage, my guy. I'm going to take that advantage and run with it. I know he's going left. He's not going right. He's never went right. So this doesn't make sense. So if I know my wife, when she goes to grab the potato chip 100% of the time, the cards are rotating. Sorry, you're losing.
That's a competitive advantage.
Hey, be aware.
That's right.
That's why she calls me the leader. I'm aware. Come on. You can't be mad at me being aware and protecting us. We're winners. She holds my last name. We're on the same team.
Yes.
We're on the same team.
I like you. We should do a part 2 of this, the Winning Uno Show Husbands or something.
Oh, man. I'm telling you, if she watches this, I'm in trouble. Because she's...
Me too.
Yeah, dude. I'm in trouble. This will not be good. This might not air. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, man, I appreciate you answering these questions and spending some time with me on Honey I'm Home. I'm ready to connect. One final thing is, I have such a beautiful audience that tune in every single week, and I'm so grateful for the community, and I'm grateful for everyone who decides to want to spend their time with me. But I would love for them to get connected to you as well.
Sure.
I don't invite people on. I really don't. I don't invite people on that I'm just kind of like, I don't feel like are genuinely good people. And when you introduce yourself with high spirits, high energy, a good heart, like I pride myself also with just being able to read people, because as a coach, you have to learn how to read people. You can tell when people are being fake or lying, and this is maybe a gift from God, or just like through repetition of just being with people, a little bit of both. But you are genuine, and you are a good man.
Thank you.
I'm excited for your future and for the next time that you're on Honey I'm Home. But where can they find you at on social media, and where are you most active, so that we can get the link in the show notes below?
I appreciate it. People can fax? No. Facebook and Instagram, but RamonRay.com, RamonRay, RamonRay.com. Instagram, Ramon Ray Smart Hustle. But you Google Ramon Ray, you'll find a few pages about me.
Let's go. There you have it, my friends. This is Honey I'm Home, and I'm so grateful that you're here. If you found this podcast helpful, supportive, encouraging, and/or uplifting, you know what to do. Share this episode with 1, 2, or 3 of your friends. And like always, my dear friends, my name is Tylerjoestratton, and this is Honey I'm Home. Let's go. Thanks, bro.
Appreciate it, Tyler.
Good man.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you just jumping on and being
Absolutely.